Here's the thing that I think college football has been missing. People can feel how they want about Deion, one way or the other. But college football used to have coaches that like people felt like this about everywhere, right? Personalities, hats, Bear Bryant, dudes out here smoking cigars on the sidelines. Coaches used to have personality in both college football and college basketball. You don't get that no more, right? Like the most personality we get is like Dabo Swinney being weird, running out to the game, or like Nick Saban being a short king. Or, it's a very sterile environment. We don't got a lot of interesting personalities. You got your Jimbo Fishers of the world, or your, Jimbo and all that. But you don't really got that many interesting guys, right? A dude like Ed Orgeron can't just stay around, But you know what Deion is? Deion is interesting. And you got to get Deion credit, dog. Caleb Williams been in the Pac-12 all this time, playing some of the best football you have ever seen in your life, with some of the most spectacular highlights you've ever seen in your life, and couldn't nobody stay up till 10 at night to watch this. Deion had you up till 2 a.m. watching Colorado versus Colorado State, which, by the way, I would like to remind people, not a real rivalry because they don't even play home and home. That was a money game. He got y'all watching that. And that's no shade to Colorado. That's all the respect in the world to Deion, because like, dog, Colorado, I remember he went to Colorado, like there's no way he get Colorado popping like that. No, he did it. Y'all out here repping Colorado like people used to rep Georgetown in the 2000s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking Georgetown was a HBCU when I was growing up. Come to find out, it's not, right? And I'm not the only one who thought that. But Deion got something going down there in Colorado. And if this team isn't like this, they might not be a playoff team or whatever it is. Who cares? But they are interesting. They're an entertaining team. They are fun to watch. And outside of the major college football programs in this country, that has been a rarity, that a program just shows up and they're fun. And for the most part, people are like, hey, this is fun. Let's enjoy it.
But of course, you got the weirdos and the losers who try to turn this into a negative thing somehow, some way. So let's just be honest about something real quick. This is a program last season that was 1-11 last year in their season.
Yeah, they were awful. They were 1-11. I think the only guy they brought back is that linebacker, and you know which one I'm talking about.
Yes, we know which one you're talking about. But I just think it's funny how people are calling it a circus. Oh, it's a circus. They got all these guys in the locker room. They got all these celebrities on the side. And I'm just thinking, man, do you know how dope it is to be 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, and all these guys that you probably watched on TV, watched playing sports, you listen to their music, your parents listen to their music because they be having Master P, Wu-Tang, and all them dudes over there, and they come in to watch these kids play football.
Ain't no kid on that Colorado team know nothing about no Master P.
That's why I said they pairs. You know what I'm saying?
Percy Miller is not on the mind of them young men.
Not at all. But like your mama, like you had your mama and your dad, like y'all had Master P at the game. Y'all had Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? You know how dope that is? They're coming to watch those kids play football in Boulder, Colorado. Of all places, 9 million people in this great country stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch Colorado versus Colorado State on a Saturday night. There were people in the club watching the game on their phone. How can you think this is anything other than a beautiful and extremely fun thing for those kids and all those fans?
It's good for college football, right? Because the problem with college football has been that only but so many teams matter. Because if you're not the best team in the country, you don't matter in college football. And that's why they're trying to bring the play. Like a team like Colorado is a perfect example of why I'm like 12-team playoff is perfect. Because they're probably not going to make a 14 playoff, right? They're probably going to drop a game here, either to Oregon or USC. It's not that big of a deal, but then they don't have the strength of schedule to catch up if they do drop those games. If they win both those games, they might get in. That defense is a little bit, there's something to be concerned there. And if Travis Hunter ain't playing, there's something really to be concerned about. But like that would be a fun playoff team, like that Colorado getting in there with the 8 seed. That'd be a real fun team, and that'd be a fun story. And maybe they can upset one of the big dogs, and that'd be awesome. Hell, maybe they make a run, right? That's a team that I'm like, this is what college football needs. Everybody complains about the 12-team playoff code because somehow we are convinced in a subdivision that has 132 teams, there can't be 12 teams that make interesting matchups together. That tells me there's something wrong with the system itself if you can't get 12 interesting matchups. The NFL got 32 teams, Cole. They got 14 teams that make the playoffs. Okay. How is it that we can't find a way to make it interesting with 100-something teams? And I think Colorado is the example of the type of team that you would love to see make the playoff in an extended format. Continue.
Yeah, man. It's like, why are we so resistant to change? Why are we so resistant to something different in college football? Because what Deion is doing, it's something different. It's new. It's exciting. It's fun. And people resist it so hard. I don't understand it.
All circuses aren't bad. Because if their point is it's a circus, it's all it is. Okay, this might be true. There's a lot more attention on Colorado than there's ever been. But that's not a bad thing. USC ain't been the same since Pete Carroll wasn't down there making it a circus, right? When they had Snoop Dogg on the side. Remember that Snoop Dogg used to be on the sideline of the games? Mm-hmm. And this was early 2000s Snoop Dogg. This was before he became America's favorite rapper, Snoop Dogg. This was Cordell Broadus down there. Like, there was still a little bit of that left. He was not Snoop Lion. You know what I mean? This was Snoop Dogg at the VMAs throwing up Crip signs. You know what I mean? Like, a little bit different. A little bit different of a version of Snoop Dogg that they had down there, right? But you can say that was a circus. Was that not entertaining? Is that something we still don't talk about to this day? Everybody wants it to be, it's funny. We want it to be amateurism when it comes to the athletes, right? Oh, they don't need to get paid. They don't need to be like this or that. But when it comes to the coaches, we demand professionalism. They must dress this way. They must do this. And it's like all we're getting at the end of the day is a very stale product. And then we get the stale product, Cole, which was been what's happening with college football last few years. And then we complain about the stale product changing. Oh my God. The Pac-12 is going away. Good, dog. Like, I'm tired of having to stay up till 10 at night to watch these teams play when I don't have to. Colorado plays at a 2+ hour time zone. That game started at 8 o'clock and ended at midnight for them. No reason for them to pay the game at 10 o'clock. But you know why they playing that game at 10 o'clock? Because that weak-ass television deal that the Pac-12 got from ESPN. That's why they playing it. They don't have to. They can play that game at 7 like everybody else. But because they got a bad TV deal and they still want to make money, they playing it at 10. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? But Deion can't be out there with his hat on making us want to watch it. Like, and that's what Deion has.
God forbid the man put some sunglasses on. God forbid.
Like, it's some of this stuff has been ridiculous. And look, I think there are some people who are on the side of Deion that are so used to people criticizing the ridiculous stuff with Deion. They're like, there's some things with Deion you gotta be like, okay, yeah, you're doing too much here. Like it is a bit much, you know? And then people point out that very reasonable stuff and they lose their mind on that. Like, let's keep it a buck, Cole. It was a fun moment. Colorado student section did not have to storm the field after beating a Mountain West team.
Hey.
I know.
Hey.
I know.
I'm a Deion defender. I'm a Deion defender.
Deion ain't make them do that. Deion ain't make them do that. But they gotta have more composure, man.
Colorado State. Now, see, if they would have done that for USC, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not even criticizing that.
Even Oregon, I'd be like, okay, that's fair. Colorado State, bro.
Utah, I would have let it slide for. Like, I'm not even trying to be a hater on this. I would have let it slide for Utah, Cove. Because Utah been good. They won the Pac-12 last year, right? Like, I would have let it slide for Utah. But Colorado State, and then like the lies that people were telling me about Colorado State and Colorado in order to justify it, the outright lies. People were like, well, you know, it's a rivalry game. We call it this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand you have a name for it, but that don't mean it's a big deal. Like, y'all don't schedule Colorado State every year. Y'all don't ever go to Colorado State to play them. Don't tell me this a rivalry. Y'all don't have home and homes. Y'all don't play at the same level of conferences. Come on. Come on, dog. Come on. Deion ain't even know that game had a name. Okay? Like, do not sit here and tell me it was a rivalry game. It was a rivalry game for Colorado State. You know what I mean? It's a rivalry game like it is for every school in Ohio when they play Ohio State. You know what I mean? Oh, we got to show them Ohio got more to offer, you know? Yeah, but Ohio State ain't here. Like, oh my God, we got to play OU this year. Like,
hey, why OU had to catch the stray? Wow.
Hey, shout out to OU. They beat Iowa State this weekend. That's very fun. But guess who's never coming to Peden Stadium? Okay? Like,
I like all these shots my alma mater taking. It's kind of crazy.
You know what I mean? Okay. It wasn't a rivalry when Youngstown State played Ohio State. But I'm sure everybody on Youngstown State had something to prove, right? Like, they thought it was a rivalry game. Ohio State thought it was a tune-up. You know, like, it is what it is. I can't believe they stormed the field after that. I mean, I know it went to 2 overtimes. But Colorado, man, y'all got to understand, y'all better than this. Y'all already, it wasn't the first game they won, Cove. They already won a home game last week against Nebraska. Did they storm the field after Nebraska?
No.
What the fuck? What are we doing?
Maybe it was because on the back and forth leading up to the game, they felt like they had to make a statement or something.
Hey, man. You don't make your best decisions between the ages of 18 and 22, and that's a prime example.
There it is.
People were so mad at me for pointing that out, Cole. And I was like, but y'all made fun of Pat. What was his name? Pat Beverly celebrating winning a playoff game. But y'all not going to make fun of this? Come on. Come on, dog. You in the Pac-12, you beat a Mountain West team? Imagine, Cole, if USC beat Boise.
It started storming the field.
But it went to triple overtime. It was a back and forth game. Man, no, stop it. Stop it. Absolutely. Stop it. But I appreciate Colorado fans for willing to be ridiculous because this is fun to talk about how ridiculous they are. You know what I mean? They are like, you know what, dog? We won one of them things last year. We going to celebrate every one of these things that we get this year. And I don't blame them. You ever watch your college team go 1-11? I haven't. I'm asking you. Like, I know you had some infamous football teams.
Hey, let's be real. Let's be real. I wasn't watching a whole lot of OU football in general.
You wasn't watching your alma mater play Iowa State this weekend?
Why you even ask me that? You know
Hey
the answer to
man,
that. You know
it's a
the answer
big
to that
game.
question.
They went to Athens. You know what I mean? The home of Joe Burrow's dad. Like you wasn't checking that one out.
Dog, I was playing my PS5 when that game was going on. Let's be real.
You wasn't
I
even
wouldn't even
keeping
think
an
about
eye
that.
on the score. Did you find out when I told you? Like, when
No,
did you find
I
this out?
found out. I
Somebody
found
text
out.
you?
You know how ESPN got that little thing with all the little thing at the bottom of the screen to let you know all the scores. I found
Biggest
out
win in
when I was watching
your alma mater's
Colorado.
history, and you saw that shit at the bottom of a ticket screen and went, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, because I was watching Colorado. I wasn't worried about what they had going on.
That game started while that game was on while Colorado was on the way.
No, I just saw that. I saw the score. I was like, oh, we won. That's nice.
Biggest win in their program's history.
Good for them. That's great. That's beautiful.
Cole was definitely rocking Ohio State gear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not even gonna pretend like I care that much. Like, let's be real.
Everybody used to do that at Youngstown. That Jim Tressel got hired. He used to drive around the golf cart and make everybody go to the bookstore that had Ohio State hoodies on.
And then he showed up to a game with
serious. And then he showed up to he don't work for Youngstown no more. But yeah, he's no longer the president.
Okay.
He stopped being the president in February, so he can let it slide. But yeah. That's how Jim Tressel was getting around. He would stop you. He would be in this little golf cart and be like, "Young man, did you go to Ohio State?" And you'd be like, "No." Well, then you should probably get a more appropriate sweatshirt. That man was trying to build a program within the student base. I don't know.
I appreciate the effort, Jim, but you got to be realistic here, baby. Got to be realistic here.
Hey man, I was ready to win. Like, say what you say what you want. I went into that game against the Buckeyes. I was ready to win. You know, we got that touchdown early. I'm like, yeah, we about to show them boys. And then Marvin Harrison got just did ungodly things to our secondary. Still shut them down though. You know.
Oh, not 3 touchdowns. What you said?
I said definitely hold them to less than 3. They gonna do it. And what happened? Less than 3 in the first half. Yeah,
got 2. That's right.
2 the whole game. Shut it down. Ooh, and if it wasn't for if we were more talented, they wouldn't have scored. So you know, like you just got to chalk that one up. But we coming for them Dakotas this year. You know what I mean? Watch out, South Dakota State. We coming. But college football, it feels fun again. There's like a bunch of good teams. We don't know what Georgia's. Last year we was just waiting for Georgia to beat everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This year it's like, hey man, Caleb Williams, that's super fun. We haven't even gotten to the portion of the schedule where we tend to care about that yet. But Caleb Williams, super fun. Drake May, he's good. Carolina's not, but he's good. And you know, you have some fun teams. You have some fun teams, some very talented teams. The Big Ten's kind of the same story though, right? It's just Michigan and Ohio State. And honestly, it's just Michigan.
I was about to say it's just Michigan. It's just Michigan.
I don't.
Do we care about Penn State? No.
Are they ranked anymore?
I don't even know if they are. I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are.
They were, but I don't know if they are.
So no, we don't care about Penn State. Let's just be honest. We don't care.
Michigan State.
Michigan State got some problems.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Big Ten's kind of the same story, but the SEC is interesting. Alabama, they played so bad in the win, they got dropped to like 17.
Man, a Nick Saban team being 17. What's the last time a Nick Saban team was ranked that?
Like 2005? No, he was in the NFL in 07. 2008, maybe his first year with Alabama.
Man, I know them boys is not having fun over there.
Oh, it can't be fun. And the problem is, like, they ain't doing nothing wrong. They just stink. Like, it ain't they fault. Like, they are exactly who they are. They just stink. Where's Colorado at? Colorado's 19th still. They went down after a win. So, you know.
Yeah, double overtime in Colorado State. We'll do that.
Yeah, look, we gotta be real about what happened there. It was fun, it was entertaining, but we can't act like that was encouraging for Colorado.
Oh, after that game, I was like, "Oh, Oregon is about to do something disgusting."
That's what I'm saying. USC, I can see Colorado getting a win on USC because they have the same issues, right? Colorado can lose to anybody because anybody can score on Colorado, and USC can lose to anybody because that defense is not to be trusted.
Oh, if you're a betting person for Colorado USC, take the over. Whatever it is, take the over.
What's the over going to be, like 80?
Take it. Take it.
So, top 25, let's see if there's any surprises. Florida, 25.
Okay, ranked again.
Iowa, 24. Tennessee, 23. UCLA, future Big Ten, 3-0. Washington State, are they future ACC or are they just future fucked because they don't have a conference? Yeah, they're one of those teams that ain't even going to the ACC, the Big 12, or the Big 10. Washington State, get ready for your rivalry with Colorado State, baby. All right. 21. Miami, 3-0. Is the U back? Does U matter again?
We need the U to matter again.
Man, we've been waiting for the U to matter again since Ja'Cory Harris was their quarterback, dog. It's been a while. Remember Al Golden? We was like, that's going to fix it. It didn't. 19, Colorado. Like, 9 million people stayed up to watch the 19th ranked team in the country.
Bro,
that's great.
They had another stat. They said that they still had 8 million people watching at like 2 a.m.
Hey, man, you got to give Deion his credit. You got to get it. Because, look, Ohio State could have been playing Michigan at 2 a.m. I'm sleep.
Especially this year. I'm going to.
It could have been C.J. Stroud versus Tom Brady out there. I'm sleep at 2 a.m. The NFL can't even get me to stay up till 2 a.m. This is Monday the next day. I got to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's already tough when the Browns play late. Like, nah, dog. Get out of here. North Carolina, 17. Oklahoma, 16. LOL. They're going to be such a mid SEC team. That one's for the Baker stands to make sure I got to throw out that repellent because I've been nice to Baker this week. I don't want them liking me again. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I got to make sure they don't like me.
Make sure y'all know I'm a hater. Make sure y'all.
I think. They got a real test. They're going up at Cincinnati next week. Man, do the thing, Bearcats. Do the thing. Ole Miss. Hey, they a Big 12 team too, Cole. No disrespect them. They've been to a playoff just like Oklahoma. You know? They lost in the playoff just like Oklahoma. They've been to more playoff game than like Ole Miss. Ole Miss 15. Oregon State. I always forget they exist. 14. Number 13, Alabama. Ooh. 13. I don't even look right next to that logo, man. They lose?
Who
did Alabama lose to?
Texas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Is Texas for real?
Man, I don't think so. That Wyoming game had me kind of like, ugh.
Maybe a hangover after a big game, you know what I mean? LSU. See, look, I am 100% justified in my, like, hey, if they beat Utah at home, Colorado fans, you are 100% justified in rushing the field. That's the 11th ranked team in the country. But that's where the line ends, dog. Like, if it ain't a borderline top 10 upset, you can't rush the field. You can't. That's the rules. You did, unless if it's a playoff victory, because that happens in the FCS where you play a playoff game at home, you win it, you rush the field. Okay, that's fun. If it's a playoff victory, sure. If it's a top 10 upset, yeah. If you have been on the receiving end of a rivalry, like let's say you're Michigan and you begin your ass beat by Ohio State for 20 years, and then you finally upset them, but like Ohio State ain't really that good that year. Nah, you rush the field for that, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Beating Colorado State is just nowhere in that realm.
Oh Lord.
That's
We
one of the
gotta
ones
just
where
let
you
them
gotta look
have
at the
it.
security. No, that's one of the ones you gotta look at the security. Like, why didn't you stop him? Like, was you tired? Like, what happened? Because
Why
usually
did
when you try to rush the field, they are 100% about to stop you, unless it's a special circumstance.
you say, hey, what are y'all doing?
Well, you ever been like in security or like near there, like in the student section at a big game like that? They let you know if you can rush the field by how they stand, right? Because if they don't want you to rush the field, they will have like 12 people at the end zone looking straight up at you like, you ain't about to do this. Okay, like you gonna stay your ass in them stands. They gave the fans the go formation. Like, that's what I blame. I don't blame the student section anymore. I blame the security coordinator who did not call the prevent to stop these young boys and girls from rushing the field. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I'm drunk and at a college football game and I'm 18 and I get to go to rush the field, well, dog, I gotta do it, right? Like, you only
Yeah,
get
you
so
gotta
many
do it.
opportunities.
Gotta
So
do it.
that's on security. You know, security gotta put the prevent up. I don't know what happened there. I know they're not used to winning there, but the security got to be better than that. So F grade for the security for Colorado this week. That's another reason why they went down 2 spots. All right, Oregon number 10. Oh, they're good too. Yeah, it's not gonna happen for Colorado. Hey,
Yeah, it's all bad.
you beat Oregon this week, dog. How much? I don't know,
Hey,
man.
bro. They beat Oregon this week. Deion gonna have the most outrageous speeches you've ever heard in your life, and he deserved
No, he
it.
not
He
gonna be that
deserved it.
outrageous. You know why? Because he got to play USC the next week. You know what I mean? He got to stay
Oh
focused.
no, he definitely got to be outrageous because they ain't winning that game.
Yeah, you got to sit
No.
your starters the next week, have an excuse, just in case you catch them in the bowl game. You know what I mean? Like, Notre Dame, number 9. They're gonna move up after they beat Ohio State this weekend. I'm sorry, Ohio State fans, it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Sam Hartman is better than Kyle McCord.
Anybody gonna argue with
Washington?
that though? Is anybody gonna argue that Hartman is better than McCord?
Oh,
I
somebody.
feel like
Have
I
you
feel like you
not
can't.
interacted with very many Ohio State fans? You act like being
No.
reasonable is the end of the discussion with them. No. They still won't accept that getting rid of Joe Burrow ended up being something that hurt them in the long run. They still are convinced, like, nah, having 2 years to Justin Fields was better. They didn't win no national championship. They still convinced. You can't, Ohio State fans are not reasonable. Like, what are you talking about? They're not. They're not. No. They still think they're going to win that game by like 20. And they might. But it's in Notre Dame. Look, man, they only put 35 on Youngstown. And they let Youngstown score. And let me tell you something. That's not the strength of our team. Strength of our team, that defense. So I'm a bit concerned about what Ohio State has to offer there defensively. Because it wasn't like Youngstown got a big play. Youngstown just went down the field on that one try. Cole, they got like 7-yard, 8-yard chunks, was manning them on the line of scrimmage. I was like, dog, how can this happen? I was ready. I would have rushed the field. All right, USC 5, Florida State 4, Texas 3, Michigan 2, Georgia 1. Who do you think is going to be the Final Four in the playoffs? Early call.
Georgia, obviously.
I don't know.
I think they're gonna make it. I think that's probably the one. No, I think because of where the Big Ten is right now, Michigan's definitely going to be in it. I got Georgia, Michigan.
When does Ohio State play Penn State?
It's after Notre Dame, isn't it?
They play Penn State at the end of the year.
That's the end of the year?
Yeah, October 21. Because the thing is, if they don't beat Notre Dame and they don't beat Michigan, that Penn State win's not going to be enough to keep them in, because I don't think Penn State's going to be a top 10 team at the end of the year.
I'm going to go Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and last team. USC.
I do not trust that defense.
I don't either.
I've watched that defense cost them 2 games versus Utah in Tulane. I mean this when I say
Caleb.
this.
I'm betting on Caleb Williams.
I don't think it matters. Like, Caleb Williams was as good as you can ask in that Tulane game. They still lost it.
I'm not confident in it, but I'm going to say USC.
Nah, I don't think USC just can't be trusted. They can't be trusted. Pac-12's too good, too. Like, if this were a USC team and, like, the next ranked Pac-12 team was, like, 15th, I would be on board. But Washington's ranked 8th. Oregon's ranked 10th. Utah's ranked 11th. Oregon State's ranked 14th. Colorado's ranked 19th. There are too many threats. Washington State, 21. There are too many threats to that defense for me to think it's reasonable that they're not going to drop a game. They're going to drop a game they're not supposed to. They should win the Pac-12. They should be in the playoffs. But that defense in Lincoln Riley is not to be trusted. Is not to be trusted. But the issue is, I feel the exact same way about Texas and Florida State right now.
Texas is the team I'm the least confident in.
I would say I'm going to go Michigan, Georgia, Notre Dame. Man, another SEC team can't really sneak in here, can they?
No, they can't. Alabama's not going to make it. They're not going to make it.
Colorado. No, I'm just messing around at this point. God, it don't look good. Honestly, it could be Ohio State.
I don't want them. I don't want to see it.